Right. So you basically hairy chicken with handles, and the best way to answer the hairy chicken with handles is to use nail clippers. Or are you actually saying that you're trimming your nails so that you don't fall foul of being a chicken plucker?
No. Hello, it's Just Making Conversation. We're back again. We're going to be chatting about model making. We're going to talk about what we've been up to, what we haven't been up to, what we would like to be up to, and all that sort of stuff to do with plastic and scale. And I had a thing to the thing that we're going to talk about. Do you remember, like 90 episodes ago, right? I had purchased something very small. And it was my little joke. Because, my canopies, wherever they've gone, my canopy joke, which have now moved now. So spoiler alert, for later on, I've changed my shed around a little bit. But do you remember how I bought the little scale? Scales, the 1/12 scale thing. And I literally, as I had it, I was going to photograph it, I dropped it and part of it disappeared. Well, I found it.
Oh,
so I have my scales back.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah. 1/12 scale. That's good. It's a scale model.
A scale model of a scales.
No, a scale model. Scales model. Anyway, there's a joke in there somewhere. If you can find one, let me know.
Yeah, answers on a postcode. On a postcode or a postcard?
Well, however you want to do it. Yeah, answers on that. But it comes to little weights, and you can weigh things like it. Yeah. So anyway, I'm very excited.
I need to ask you, actually. I didn't ask before, but I just thought to myself, is that to weigh out the amount of filler you need for your model so you can keep track of the amount of... No, okay.
No, I can't remember why I bought it. I think it was just funny. I saw scale. I think I typed into eBay or Etsy scale something, and it came up with some scales, and I was like, "That's brilliant! How hilarious!" Anyway, I could put some fish scales on it and weigh it. Yeah. Anyway, incredibly meta. What a way to start the show. Hello, everyone. If you're walking your dog, driving your truck, or whatever, hello. Anyone else listening? Hello. We're James, and we're Malcolm, and this is Just Making Conversation. We've got a number of things to talk about, right? We've got a list.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, I've actually got a piece of paper and a list and everything. Although I didn't have scales on there, but school's broken up. We're on holiday, so
yes,
not a problem, is it?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. So, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm good. I have my own little foibles going on at the moment and playing up, but other than that, which we won't talk about, don't need to. Plenty of posts out there if you want to read them. Yeah, no, all good. Good. How about yourself?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. Busy, but and wet. I am moist because it's raining outside.
You are moist.
Yeah, some parts of me are.
Okay.
The upper
leave
facing.
It.
If I were
leave it. No, honestly, we don't need to know if the upper facing or the lower facing or underneath or whatever. I don't need to know what is actually moist.
Lower facing stuff is dry as a bone. Believe me.
Oh, that doesn't help, does it?
It's not.
Your bone's dry on the underneath, The moist.
I've been zenithed with water, is what I have. It's raining outside. Anyway, yes, I'm fine. I'm really good. I've been busy. I have moved my big desk out that I had here.
Yes.
Yeah.
You said you were going to. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So if I shifty, it is a mess, but it looks like a mess, but it's not really. So this desk was up to about here with my old one, and it was out to about here. It was the one that went standy up and downy, and it had the huge drawers and stuff in it. The shelves across the back. Now I've got just a regular desk in here now, and I've got little tiny drawers, little super secret ones, and I've got another shelf across the window, and all bits and pieces and stuff in other shelves that I had. Can't see that. I had purchased before the other big desk that I had no say in. Those storage items have been in storage, believe it or not, until this day, when I was able to then put them on the desk that I actually wanted. I'm not complaining that I got a nice desk. It's just, circumstances meant that I had to have it, didn't I?
I am very. I've got to say, I'm a little bit stressed by your drawer with incredibly important measuring devices that are just free to roll around in the drawer. That's not very well looked after, Malcolm. You need a bit of foam in there and secure them. I'm afraid.
Well, let's have another look then, shall we? Let me. This is highly irregular. This is not part of the show. But if I open up this, there, my friend, this there is a piece of felt. These guys are sat on velvet. These are the most looked after pens ever.
Okay, so let me just explain that to the viewers that are listening on radio. So basically, it's a drawer with an M4H measuring device, which is an emergency pen, but it's only emergency. But they cost a great deal of money to calibrate. And Malcolm's got them on velvet, which is fine. It's white velvet, so but they're still rolling around.
Yeah, you got to breathe.
It's like having detonators just rolling around aimlessly on a bit of felt. Oh, I'd be all right. They're on a bit of felt. Be fine.
They're fine. They're absolutely fine. It very rarely gets opened or closed, as you can imagine. So they're perfectly fine. Promise you.
Maybe you were just a little bit rough and ready with your enthusiasm to show your drawers, because they were rolling around quite dramatically
and velvety smooth.
Whether those
these little drawers are the little super secret ones that I like.
Yes,
like those. I got them all over the place. You'll never guess where.
No, because they're secret. Clearly.
No, exactly. So I've got that. So I've got more space, and that meant that I then had to tidy everything up and move everything around. It does not look tidy, but believe me, it is way tidier than it was. I haven't tidied this side of the shed at all.
Yeah, that's why the other side's tidy, is because everything from that side's been moved over to the other side. And that side's really tidy, and that side's not.
Yeah, it's. I come in here and I go, right, I'm going to tidy up. And then I'm like, nah, I can't be bothered. I'm going to do something else. So, it's my fault, but it's my space, so I can do what I like. But the only reason I want to have it tidy on the desk is because my next project's coming up. I'm excited.
Super excited about your next project. In fact,
yes.
We will talk about projects fairly soon.
Cool.
But yeah, see, I think I'd be interested to know from the listeners actually whether they do the same as you do, clearly, as I do. Is you come in and say, I'm going to tidy up the desk, and if you're fortunate to have more than one surface, you tidy what's on one surface onto the other one and then crack on. Or whether people are very, very good and well behaved and properly tidy. I don't think they do.
I don't usually. I try to get rid of whatever I've been working on. So I'll get rid of the sprues that have been left over. I'll get rid of the box, put the paints away, wash the brushes, and that's it, really. That's as far as I go. I've never really ever tidied up properly. And it's shocking how untidy it is. But I need the space. So that's why I've done it. It's the first time ever. And it'll be back to untidy very, very soon. So do not worry, listeners. It'll be back to normal. We did a thing, didn't we?
We did do a thing. Yes. You want to talk about your thing that we did together?
We can talk about it. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So Bearded Veteran Creates. This is a YouTube channel. A young man called Michael Connolly, known as the Bearded Veteran Creates, invited us to judge a competition on his channel. And it was rather fun, wasn't it? The build competition.
It was. Yes. Yeah, it was the members of the channel were challenged, weren't they? So, and there were two different levels of the challenge. So there was the experienced, but there was also the beginner as well. So it catered for everybody, which was quite fun.
Yeah, it was, and we were asked to judge them on what we liked, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I think there was a criteria, wasn't there, for the beginner. And then a slightly more complicated one for the experienced one, I seem to remember.
Yes, but we only found out later it was something to do with the box art, wasn't it?
Yes,
we didn't know that.
Yeah, we weren't told that.
No, but it was
an Airfix kit, wasn't it? Was for the beginners.
Yeah.
And they could choose whatever they wanted. And then the experience was based on the box art, which we've got some pictures of what we judged, because we did say that we would go through it on the podcast, talk about the individual builds and the bits we liked, bits we noticed, and all that sort of thing. And then I think what I'd like to do, I've not told Malcolm this, and it's not on my piece of paper, which is unlike me, I know, but what I'd like to do is I'll post these images up on the fuss book, and then if you'd like to guess what the box art was, that would be pretty cool. So those people that are, because the pictures won't say the names, we're aware who they are. But they can message me separately and give me the actual images. But for the rest of the groups of people that listen, they could find an image that they think it's relating to from box art and pop it in the comments. That'd be quite fun. So let's see what comes up.
I think that'd be really actually quite easy. Once you know what it is, I think just to search it on Scalemates, you'll probably find the pictures pretty quick.
Hopefully.
What they are. Yeah. So you want to bring them up on the screen so we can talk about them?
Yeah. So beginner number 1 was the first image in which we were given, which was this one, which is the Airfix 143 Bugatti Chevron.
Yeah.
So it was there was no stipulation. It was just about having fun, I seem to remember. So you could do what you liked. But we really enjoyed this one, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, it was super fun. Is what we looked at. It said something about it's your own work and you have to have fun. And this person looked like they had the most fun building it and painting it.
Yeah, so it's painted in is that a purple or blue? I can't remember now. I think it was purpley colour.
Yes.
But it had indigo. Oh, there you go, indigo. Which isn't the colour of the kit, which is fine. But they've gone out of the way to put some Pacific butterflies and a bit of artwork and stuff on there that they felt was how they wanted the design to look. So it was very out of the ordinary, but clearly lots of fun in their design. So that was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yep, liked it. And the other one?
And then the other one was, strangely enough, the same kit, which is the Airfix 143 Bugatti Chevron.
Yep, they could choose any starter kit they liked, and they both chose these two.
So this one is painted in a sort of metallic-y blue colour with some silver and black trim, which looks pretty nice, actually, I've got to say.
Yep.
I don't know if it was based on any car that they'd seen or anything like that, but it was a little bit off script, but it was really nice.
Yeah, and then the interior was all done pretty nicely. But I think that was that was kind of what we decided, wasn't it? Because it was kind of done neatly and straight, and all the lines were very regimented. That the other one was more fun in terms of the criteria that we had.
They'd let themselves go crazy, didn't they, on one? So it was all about what they wanted, not what they thought it should look like.
Yeah.
So but very, very good, nevertheless.
Yeah, really good. Well done.
So that was that. With the experienced ones, the experienced member number one was this one.
Yeah, there was 4 entries in this, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was 4. This was the Airfix 172nd Messerschmitt BF109F-4.
And for the people who are listening at home, it's a picture of a Messerschmitt going down, basically, with the house in the background. Yeah, with some smokage appearing from the exhaust and the engine. One undercarriage is coming down, the other one is down. It says half up and half down, and it's on a plastic rod.
Yeah. And one of the very interesting parts of this particular build was that the background was clearly a background. Let's say you might see it on a railway layout. So it looked very, very authentic. Although we did take some marks off it for the paper house.
I thought we weren't going to talk about it.
Okay then. Okay.
Cut it out. Let's cut it out.
Let's move that out.
We could actually blur it, couldn't we, on the screen?
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good build. It told a story. It was very well, and part of their thing was that they had to. I think diorama was mentioned as well, wasn't it? In their blurb.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, diorama and make it look like a kit box, but we didn't know that bit.
Yeah.
And then number 2, same kit.
Experience, same kit. So the Airfix 172nd Messerschmitt 109 F4. This one is again a crash landing aircraft coming in across some wasteland with flamage, etc. And this did cause quite a bit of debate between us, didn't this one?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, with the black rod underneath instead of a clear rod. And that lovely lightning effect that you like.
Yes. So just to clarify, when we said black rod, it wasn't the person from the Parliament. It was a piece of plastic rod that had been painted black. And you got the object source lighting of the flames, etc., on the paintwork, which was very clever, very, very clever. I did like that. But the thing that we didn't quarrel about, but we debated hard and long about, was the shadow, wasn't it, on the base itself?
Yes.
And we debated strongly as to whether it had been painted that way or whether it was the lighting of the photograph, etc., etc.
And that kind of and I really wanted to know whether it was painted or not, and that was going to sway what I thought of it, I think. And yeah. I really liked it because of the boldness of it, wasn't it? You weather up your Messerschmitt, you stick some flame sticking out of it, you're making a lovely little base, and then you get your bright orange in your airbrush and you go at it.
And what was impressive with this was that, and this is part of the reason why the shadow was debated so strongly, is that as you look at the image, one of the images that would be on the left as people are watching this on YouTube, the bit of rock on the floor has actually got some glowage on it as well, which is a glow from the fire from the aircraft, which started the debate about the shadow. Which, like I say, it's really, really bold. It's mind-numbingly worrying process when you've taken a great deal of trouble to paint something, and then you go and I'm going to put an effect on it and see what happens. But it was pulled off really, really well. It really was
really, really good. And there's lots of detail too. They've got the aerial going on, they've got the tail wheel is intact and everything else. Really good. And apparently they had the flame was also reflecting on that log bit that's on the floor too. But I think we can see that from the photograph.
Yeah, it was just well thought out all the way through, and the shadow was painted as well. So that was very, very well done. And I'll be honest, I'd never thought about doing shadows on the floor, which is interesting. Yeah. So well done.
Yes. Considering your next couple of builds, that's very interesting indeed.
We'll hark back to that in a little while. But the next one up was the 143 Airfix Land Rover Series 1 pickup. And this was again experience number 3, person number 3. And it was painted in a sort of a dark blue next to a little cobbled stone wall with a bit of foliage, but strangely cut out shaped base for it. I'm sure it's not really, but it just looks a bit weird. And again, this created a lot of debate as to whose it was, because obviously we weren't told, and we weren't allowed to be told who was doing entering, etc. But there were some telltale signs within this build that made us think, we think we know who that is, and we were completely wrong.
Yes, we were. Well, the only reason I thought it was who we thought it was is because they'd done the foam attempt with the stone walls. This is something you've been teaching a lot recently. So I thought that they would be part of that gang. Yeah, totally wrong. Well, I think with the shape, I don't think the shape kind of sat right with me. It's not a square. It's like a rhombus or something, isn't it? It's like a squashed, skewed square, and because the angle of the Land Rover against the wall as well wasn't straight, so it was kind of really confusing about how it was sitting and why it was like that. But it was all, everything else. The construction's really good. Slight weathering on it is really good. The diorama, and it's obviously got the tracks of where the road would be and underneath.
And once we knew who it was, we understood exactly why it was cut in an awkward shape. And it wasn't anyone being pedantic at all. Anyway, experience number 4. This was a slightly different one. This is Airfix 172nd, the Curtis Tomahawk 2B. And this was nicely painted, a very jovial scene, we thought. And what was the comment you made about the big rock? I can't remember now.
I can't remember what the comment was. There wasn't a comment about the big rock. It was the. Now it makes sense when you see the artwork for the box art, but we weren't aware that it was a copy of the box art. Do you remember?
That's correct.
Yeah. So we were. My fault. I was kind of jesting about the hands in the air, the raised hands. And I don't know if you remember that meme of the stuffed monkey, the white one, and it says, "Why?"
That's it. Yeah.
Why? It just reminded me of that, and we had a bit of a giggle, But everything up the build was really nice. Didn't like was the laptop in the background and the chairs and the dining room. I have a thing about having to be able to see stuff in the background when you're trying to show somebody your model and what you've done. Go that extra mile and get rid of what is in the background and show what you want to show. Because it just confuses me and distracts me. Yeah. But hey, that's what it is. All bits on there are very good, like the sand. I like all the different types of tufts and bits and bobs.
Yep.
They obviously thought about what they had to do in terms of getting it to look like the box art cover. Yeah, it's good.
No, it was very good. And I think what Malcolm was trying to say to you is get rid of the mouse and the laptop and put an M4H pen, scale pen there. Will explain the size.
You get extra points for that.
To do. Oh, you do get extra points for that as well. You're right. But yeah, so it was a unique experience for us. I personally haven't judged a competition as such before. and it's very interesting the comments we had, and we talked about, like we're saying about the object light sourcing effects, etc. Very cleverly done, and it's one of those things that, especially as someone like I like doing dioramas, etc. If there's a point to talk about of the diorama, it keeps your focus there a little bit longer as well. So it just makes it almost like an Easter egg. I would say that shadow was. Is it? Was it? Could it be? And certainly, bearing in mind it was a pictorial competition, a little bit like the Musaru guys will be doing in the very near future. Was that a link? It's quite difficult, and we didn't have a big 50-inch television to go and look at and stand and muse over the pictures. You know, it wasn't on our phones or anything, but it was in the privacy of our home on our computer. So
it took us ages. Do you remember? I mean, that was just 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 images. We were on there for chat for 2.5 hours, maybe 3.
We were, because it was funny, wasn't it? Because we were going to record an episode, if you remember, and then we got stuck into it and went, oh my god, look how much time that's taken. So we couldn't record. The wife got to bed.
Love it.
She put the cats out, asked the milkman to come in, and So but that does actually bring us very nicely to this.
Miss Row Cup.
Let's talk about the Miss Row Cup. Boom.
Woo! 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 So, it's that time of year. We are getting to the point where we have Musaru Cup updates, and this one is a riveted one for you. Let it be known. The guys have sent us the kits. Well, they've all been sent out. I have received said kit, and immediately bottled it and phoned them up. Well, I didn't phone them up. I sent a message and said, I'm very sorry. Due to circumstances beyond my control, would it be possible I could pass the build over to Malcolm? To which they've agreed. So, Malcolm, we're going to as always, we are a disturbance in the force. We've decided that we're going to not do what we're meant to do, and Malcolm's going to do it again this year for me.
Notice that he didn't email me or ask my permission. Just said, no. Is it all right if I pass it on? Yeah, it's fine. All right, Malcolm, you're doing it. What?
Fibber, honestly. I'll be honest. I hadn't stressed about it at all, and I knew it was coming, and it arrived, and I was super excited. And we sat having a chat, didn't we, one night? And I said, "Oh, I got the box, by the way." I said, "I can't open it. I can't open it until the 15th. It is the 15th, by the way, not the 1st.
Oh, it is 15th.
Because that's what it says on the box. Can't open it. So I've got no idea what's in it at all." And Malcolm said, "Well, you can always send it to me." And I was like, "Oh." And I'll be honest, when you initially said that to me, I was quite disappointed because, I see. Well, you don't think I'm going to be able to manage it, do you? But then I thought about what's coming, how busy I'm not over the next 6 months or more, and thought, actually, do you know what? That's probably a really good idea. So I've passed it on. I literally put it in the post today. It should be with Malcolm in the next couple of days. It certainly will be there for the 15th. But it's all top secret. All top secret. They won't let anyone say anything about anything, and no one, as far as we're aware, has opened the box. Certainly not said anything.
Okay. So we will see. So we're going to do a live. We talked about. We floated the idea. We're going to do a live on the 15th. Would that be the midnight of the 15th? 1 minute past 12.
Oh, now that could be actually. Do you know what?
Because the reason I say that is because they've stipulated a time, haven't they? They've done the UTC. They said this by this time UTC or whatever it was, or Eastern Standard Time. I think maybe they've used. There's an actual time they've said. So.
Yeah, I think there was a time zone on there. It was a date and a time zone, so that I don't know where that falls with us. I don't know if we're in front, behind, or 4 days behind. I've got no idea.
No. Well, I mean, I think we're in front, aren't we, of America? So if they watched it when we do it, they'll know what they had by the time they open it.
Yeah, no, it'll have to be the time zone that's on the box. But maybe what we should do, as JMC, not that we're leading anything in any way, shape, or form, but just to throw it out there, we'll look at the time. What day is that? What day is the 15th?
I know.
Let's have a look. This is completely off the cuff, as you probably. Oh, it's a Friday, would you believe?
Okay, we'll see. Well,
yes.
It might be the fact that everybody else is going to do a live too, and that would mean that nobody would watch at all. Not even my mum.
Well, there is the possibility, of course, that they could come and sit with us in the studio, couldn't they?
Yeah,
so
that's good.
I hadn't thought about that until right this second. So what I'm going to do, although this will go out maybe after I've sent the invitations or whatever, but I'll send a message. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to send a message to the Musaru clan.
Are you sure? Do you want to add to the list of things you've got to do? Are you sure?
No, I'm more than happy to have them all reject the idea and tell me I'm insane. I'm getting used to rejection. It's not a problem. I will double check the time because I'm not quite sure. UTC. Yeah, we'll have a look at that.
UTC. Yeah, okay.
We'll have a look at that. And
there's a big box. You said there's a big box.
It is. It's a reasonable sized box. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay.
It was about that big. About that big.
Ooh,
about that big.
Ooh, okay. They're bigger than the Ural and bigger than the submarine, then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Certainly the boxes I've received. What did I do? Did the Euro? No, definitely bigger than the Euro box. Absolutely. Right. So there you go. So you're up to date with the Musaru.
Yep.
Let's talk about benches. And what we've been working on. Obviously, the big project is ticking away. Concentrating mainly on the roundtables at the moment with the discussions about the big build. So the big build is obviously the 135th Akaki carrier project, which is a lot of scratch building because I'm going a bit mad with different levels, etc. Anyway. Not go into that too much, but what I am doing on my YouTube channel is roundtables, and we're discussing certain elements of the build and how I'm going to go about it. But I've got special guests coming and sitting talking with me, people that I feel are experts or very good model makers. They can pick and choose which one they want to tick that with, but generally experts all round. And we discuss certain elements. So obviously we've done the idea, and we've talked about how we're going to formulate the idea into a physical base, etc. The next one coming up will be all about how we go about detailing it and stuff like that. So that means, because we're discussing those things, and I'm discovering stuff as well, because obviously I've semi-fleshed out the idea of what I want to do, but the conversations are bringing up things I hadn't thought of, or different ways around certain problems, like, for example, the way to the structure is going to hold itself together effectively, because it's going to be 3 tiers or 3 levels. But I want it so I can take it all apart into single levels for storage. But obviously that takes away a bit of the weak. It makes it a bit weak in structural, in the structural side of it. So I've not done an awful lot of the model making for the project as such. But what I have done is I got off the shelf my B24 Liberator that I was doing. I think you probably remember. And this is the assembly ship, which is painted in a checkered sort of design. So we've got like a yellow checkerboard effect. So, but what I realised was the decals that I had for the kit were no good, but also weren't for the actual ship itself. They didn't match. So a very nice friend who will remain nameless, Mal, helped me out with making some stuff for me, some masks. So I painted them on, which is a first for me. I've never done that before. So my first attempt is the letter J, which is on one of the wings there, which has come out relatively well, as long as you don't look at it too carefully. And then obviously we have got the stars and bars on the other wing, which is there, as you can see.
Yeah.
Which isn't too bad. Although I did do a little bit of overspray, and I very cleverly went, that's okay, I can get a little bit cleaner and clean that off, and took the varnish off. Which I'm hoping once I put the flat coat on it, it'll be fine. So not too worried by that. But then on the main body itself, we have the stars and bars and the letter J on the tail.
Oh yeah.
So that's all. In fact, actually, for those that are watching in Technicolor, what I will do is I will do that. So you can see there's a little bit of overspray here. Oh, sorry, where my finger is roughly, which I've got to fix. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it, but this was my first attempt, so that's fine. But yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. So I've got it all masked up, ready to go for the next bit, which is the opposite sides. So I've done the white. I've just got to do the blue part and the black for the J, and then that's done. And then comes the really tricky part, is that on the actual assembly ship that I can't remember the name. It's on top of my tip of my tongue, but I can't think of what it's called. There is the letter J on the big insignia on the side of the main frame, if you like. So I've actually got to put a mask on top of what I've painted to put the J in, and that has a dark J, but also then has white little spots all the way through the J as well, which is going to be quite interesting to see how I can do that and whether it works. So which is an assembly ship that was based in the UK, I seem to remember. But yeah, so it's a really quite an interesting little build. But yeah, so once I've got those masks painted and stuff, which I hope we'll be recording on a Tuesday, so hopefully by the end of the week, those will be done. A little bit of a flat coat. I can then glue all the undercarriage in place and all the other little bits and pieces and reveal stuff. I don't think I'm going to go into the weathering too much on it. I'm not really that worried about it. And then my brother doesn't know this, but it's going to be given to my brother so he can put it up on his wall.
Oh, that's cool.
Because his job, he's now got a job where he's doing some research in relation to missing airmen. And he actually wants some models made that he can put up on the wall as art. So so that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to do that for him, and I've enjoyed making it, and I can find a home for it. So that'd be cool. So yeah, I've been doing that, and the last thing that I have been doing, because I was getting a bit down in the mouth because I haven't really done anything as such, was I did the 135th AAA gun, which is here. Bear with, I shall make myself big. So yeah, this is the AAA gun in 135th from Pit Road Models. Now, if you've not heard of that company before, check them out. I'm not going to be able to focus that too well, but check them out. I did a box review on the YouTube channel, and I'm not going to lie, it wasn't the most exciting box review in the world because I was showing lots of small parts. I didn't really know what they were. And I didn't film the build because I thought myself, it's not going to be that interesting. It wasn't that interesting in a box. Oh my God, was I wrong? It's such a cool little build. It wouldn't take you long to build it. I've not painted it yet. It's just that's how it is out of the box, so to speak. But I've enjoyed it so much that I'm actually going to try and get hold of myself another kit of the same thing to build a second one, because it was really, really good. And I'm going to make a separate little diorama because it can't really go on the main build that I've got to do because it's a different type of weapon that would be in the scene that I'm creating. Of which, funny enough, if anyone from Pit Road is watching or listening to this broadcast, I can't find it anywhere, and you haven't made it for some time. So if you've got one sticking around a factory and you want to contact me and let me have one, that'd be amazing. And I'll put the details in the description of the video on YouTube and all the other stuff. But it's quite a different beast of a weapon. But yeah, Pit Roads, if you've not heard of them before, check them out and buy some of the kits, because if the other kits are anything like the engineering they've done on this particular build, I would say it's better than Tamiya.
Right. Wow.
There's a statement.
There is a statement. Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know that you built it pretty quickly too.
Yes. Yeah, I was hungry. I was hungry to build something because I've obviously been doing a lot of prep, and I mean I've been building stuff for the big diorama, but it's all stuff that I've built because I wanted to try and understand what I needed to explain to the guests as to what I was going to do, rather than sort of leaving them in the dark. So experimental to a point, and certainly with the with going back to the big diorama, there's going to be 2 hangar decks, and I did the roof structure of one of the hangar decks in plastic I-beams, etc. I was very chuffed with myself because I think it looks pretty good. Until one of my guests said that it would be probably better if I used a steel beam to help with the rigidity of it all, and then put the plastic on top of that. So so I've had to pause and think about that because I got to figure those bits out. But
I think it's good that you did that, because otherwise you wouldn't have thought of that now. You know,
this is why I've not gone too far ahead with it. You know, well, no, it's not. It's not, because in theory, what I've done is sufficient to carry the weight that I needed to carry. Certainly for one of the decks, but because the 3 elements come apart, I've got to make sure that there's some sort of strength in it. Because effectively, out of a diorama that's going to have 4 sides, 3 sides are going to have no supports, effectively. So there's one side is going to have to take all of the counterbalancing and weight. So a little bit more complicated than that, but yeah. So that's what I've been doing this week. And there's nothing more I can say. What about you and your bench?
What about me and my bench? Well, nothing quite as complicated as what you're doing. But if I share an image with you, if I can do that, let's do that. Can you share that on the screen? This is my next build, essentially. So there's a video somewhere on YouTube about the red arrows and maintenance of the red arrows and how they get them from A to B and what they do and all that kind of thing, and where they practice and how they come up with new ideas and everything else. And part of that show is they're talking to the guys who are working on these things, the maintenance guys. I thought it was really cool. And I remember watching that, and then not long after that, I think 2017, I think it was. Yeah. We went to RAF Valley as a tour along with Flory Models. And I was a member of those guys. They did this tour, and I went along, and it was absolutely brilliant because there was a couple of red arrows in there. And I was expecting it just be a 4 squadron with the black T1As or T2s, and there was a couple of red arrows in there. So I took loads of photographs, and I was like a little kid, basically, you know. And these things were stripped open. You can see inside. You can see right up the jet hole. You can see everything, all the undercarriage hanging out and everything. And that was really cool. I was like, I want to build a diorama of a red arrow. So I've been collecting photographs. That's a remote control car, a remote control aircraft. I don't know what that's in there for. But I knew somebody who was working there and had access to other photographs. So when they were working on one with the tops off, they sent me tons of photographs. So I have got a lot of photographs. So what I want to do is that what you see in the background there. Let me just see if I can zoom successfully. That will be the diorama area. And then there'll be a red arrow parked in that diorama area. And that'll be what I'm doing. So it's going to be 48 scale. Let's see if I've got another photograph that isn't so close yet. These are stock ones. So these will be the kind of backgrounds, you know. And it'll be all opened up. The engine will be missing. But what I was going to do was just have like all the parts that come off it on like pallets, and they'll be strapped down, ready for moving to somewhere else, so they can clean them up and do what they need to do. The engine will be on a stand next to it, lined up, you know, and there'll be it'll be all roped off. Excuse me. There'll be a sign saying "Danger, aircraft in bits" or whatever. But also when we were there, I was going to share this picture as well. There we go. That was there too at RAF Valley. So, which I thought was really cool. You know, trust the red arrows to have a bright red tractor, and everyone knows I like tractors. So there'll be a tractor in there. That is their airport tractor, or what do they call it? Airfield ground equipment.
Yeah, it's the towing taxiing tractor.
Yeah, that's the one. This is an F-59, apparently, by Shopf. And you can get them. You can, I think, AMS. I think they make a resin one. But anyway, I'm going to buy one and in 48 scale. And I'm also going to buy a load of the tow bits, you know, the tow bars. I've done all my research on what it's going to look like, and you know, all that sort of stuff. And I can't wait. So that's going to be a thing. And then that's basically kind of it. So what I've been doing over the last 10 years, so I realized it was 2017. That's 10 years. I've been collecting stuff over that time. So I've got books that contain loads of really cool cutaways, images. Like there's a cutaway of that. And I'll be able to show all the ribs and all the holes and all the bits and bobs and, you know, all the things hanging out of it. There's a couple of close-ups of the actual engine that is in there.
Nice.
That I could probably scratch build. I'm saying that, hoping that I might be able to do that. And then I've got another book here, which is called The Red Arrows. And this one, I think I bought from the actual author himself, because I was trying to find it. And so I wrote to him and said, "Do you have a copy?" He said, "I do. It's not a great copy, but I can send it to you." And so he did. Didn't charge me either. But this one's got nice picture.
Yeah. Very good.
Cutaway. Kind of reminds me of the submarine.
Yeah.
But that's really cool. That's loads of, you know, color references for the things inside, which is useful. And, you know, it gives me an idea of scale of what the bits and pieces look like. For those watching at home or listening in Technicolor, I'm showing pictures of red arrows right now. Also got this book as well, with lots of different hawk photographs from different angles and things like that. I do have to be careful because there are quite a few different types of hawks: Hawk 100s, Hawk 200s, Hawk T4s, 1A-Bs, and all that sort of thing. So I've got to be careful about which ones I'm copying. I'll try to be. I'm not going to be that worried. As long as it's red, I think that's enough.
Yeah.
And then Chris is another volunteer for Models for Heroes. He donated that to me. Not donated. Let me borrow. There we go. A book, and it's also got some really nice pictures of the Polish Hawk T1 in there. I believe it's Polish, so that's really cool. And then I have been so for a while I wasn't quite sure what scale I was going to do it all in, so I had bought originally 1/32 Revell Hawk T1 to build, so that I'll be able to do loads of detail and things like that. But the thing is it will be a big diorama if it was a 1/32 hanger.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do like the back wall and maybe some of the sides around the wings. It's not going to be that big, but it would be if I ended up doing 1/32. So I'm not going to do a 1/32. I'm going to do 1/48. So because I'm going to have to cut this one up so that the panels can show and all that business inside, I've got two. So one will be
the Atelieri 148 bread arrows kits.
That's it. Yeah. Kit number 2677. Yes. And they're in red plastic, which is going to be bloody annoying. So, hang on, I'll show you that. So it's all in red plastic inside. It's just going to be awful, but it's it's got some throw etched stuff in it. It's the wrong decals for what I'd like. I'd like the more modern decals, but I might just go with what that kit has to save me some money. And there's some aftermarket bits and bobs that I have been collecting over the time as well. So got myself a seat.
Yeah.
There's some photo etch that comes with it, obviously. But there's also some masks in here. I forgot I even had. It's been so long. I've got the mask for the tail, the Union Jack, which is what I want to do. And Edward set for cockpit parts. So because everything's going to be out and taken away and on a pallet or whatever, I can put like parts of the cockpit sat somewhere else in a box or something. I don't have to put it in the kit. The other things I've got are some very, very exciting things, I tell you. I've been out spending my money on some wonderful stuff. Scaffolding in 148.
Oh, everyone should have that in their stash.
Ooh. So if I do it like that, I can make some sort of low-level stands for when they're walking around and stuff. I won't be doing that high. That'll be sort of in parts. I've also got some ladders coming, like photo etch ladder things. But also, this is the really sexy thing, and it kind of comes similar to what you were talking about at the top of the show before we even started recording. If I switch cameras, so I went out and looked at some 3D printing options. This is incredible. So it comes in a cage, already made. There are crew ladders in there. There are chocks for the wheels, and there are 1, 2, 3 jacks for the wings. And the detail on these is just amazing. Let's see if I can find the part that I want to show you. Yeah, there it is. I can't even get the angle right, but
I can see it.
So you see the wheels?
Yeah.
See the little tiny wheels? Now hang on. Let me get my tool, my implement that is required right now. I'm just reaching for my other hand. That is the nib of the scale pen. Oh man. So yes, pretty tiny. I've never seen anything that small before. That's what she said. But yeah, so yeah, that's really fun. I've spent way too much money on extra bits and pieces, to be honest. But I think it'll be worth it. It'd be fun to have all the different bits and parts and have us set a canopy off, and
that's the thing with it, though, isn't it? At the end of the day, with what you're going to build, those extras will make the scene make sense.
Yeah.
And it's so different to projects I'm undertaking in that there's lots of added extras that I haven't got yet, that I'm going to have to get, or scratch build, or a couple of people have volunteered to do some 3D printing for me because I'm going to need a couple of things printed, which is fine. But I'm gonna have to purchase the files and all that sort of stuff, which is fine. And one thing I would say, I mean, obviously you've been collecting this over 10 years and building up to it, so which is the best way to do it, in all fairness. But if you do decide to do a big project, try and do some costings before you get involved, because it can get expensive real quick. So, but yeah, that's really exciting, and the fact you're going to do that, the interior of the workshop as well, is going to be quite fun, because there's going to be lots of Easter eggs in that. I can tell without even asking you. I know there's going to be.
There will be, yeah. So I'm going to make a desk, and it's going to have a computer on it, and it's going to have laptops, and it's going to have they're not bookcases, filing cabinets, and all that kind of thing. But I mean, the place is really kind of neat. There's nothing. There's no tools laying around. A lot of the dioramas that you see I've seen, the toolboxes are open and all the tools are spilled out, because it's interesting to look at. And I think I'm going to do a bit of that, because I just want to imagine they're working on it right now, and they've just had a quick tea break, and they're not there, so they haven't got any public going around. So there will be a spanner, sat on a table, and there will be an open instruction manual for how to take the wings off or whatever. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Make it a bit more interesting. Otherwise, it'll just be kind of like, here the guys are. They've put it all away, put it back together, and it's just standing there now. So I want to have it open and
bit too clinical.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not interested in making it like an absolute realistic scene, because it'd just be boring to make and boring to look at, to be honest. So I want to make it kind of jazzy.
You need you need like a big trolley toolbox with the drawer open, and inside the drawer like a shadow foam with all the tools, and one missing. But not actually have it anywhere you can see it. So like a spanner missing, because the guy's gone, I'll put that in my pocket, and I'll go and have a cup of tea and come back in a minute because I need it. and that'll freak people out then, because it's like, well, that's not right. Where's that gone? Where is it?
Or I could just leave it at the bottom of one of the fuselage or something, like I dropped it in.
Yeah,
that happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sort of thing happens a lot in aircraft maintenance. Let me know. But losing tools and things, I imagine, is probably a punishable offence.
Yes, sure. I would think so. And I would think if you buttoned up your aircraft and went, "Where's that rocket's that wrench set gone?" You'd literally have the person coming back going, "It flies like a bucket of spanners." For what's going on?
Quite literally, yeah. I mean, you can imagine if you left a spanner in the canopy of a hawk, and it's doing its flying around in loops and everything, and the spanner appears floating around. Dangerous.
Yeah, that would be good. That's a good, exciting project, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all for it. Oh, a couple of other things that I forgot about, as I bought some corrugated sheet. It's strange doing a whole podcast about corrugated sheet, but I could. I've also got this corrugated sheet, which isn't perfectly white. If you zoom in, you might be able to doubt if it's going to focus at all, because there's nothing to focus on. No. If I go really close, you see anything there?
Yeah, that makes no difference at all.
Oh, okay. Well, what it is you know that metal that you get that is anti-slip, and it's
Yeah,
got the cross hatch.
Yeah.
That's what that is, but in 48 scale.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to have that on some of the steps, and then I also got a hanger wall relief, basically, and you probably can see the texture on that. Yeah, so the hanger walls are made out of those. So I'm also going to be doing some girders as well. So I've got myself some rod, not on the same sort of scale as you, obviously, but I've got to make the hanger, and I've got to make the pipes on the inside. And do you remember Spencer Pollard's workshop he did? He had like the conduits for the plugs and stuff, and then he had trailing leads and things like that, and it looked real because of that. So
that's little details.
That's what I kind of want to go for. Exciting.
2025 is the year of big builds, apparently.
Well, it won't be that big in terms of size, because I won't want it to.
It's big in effort.
Big. But yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, I've got no reason to finish it soon. Don't have to rush it. Although I do have to try and build a helicopter diorama by April. And then I do have to some Moosaroo thing that I'm going to have to do by March.
This is quite funny because literally a couple of weeks ago you were saying, "Well, no, I can fit it in, no problem at all. I've not really got anything planned." What happened?
Well, that I can remember anyway.
Oh, okay. What's the helicopter diorama? That's new.
Oh, yes. I can talk about that as well. I think the MI26.
Yeah.
The Russian one. The Chernobyl disaster is the 80th year of the Chernobyl explosion. I think next year. And there's a group build going on run by Nick Allen where you build something to do with the Chernobyl, either before the disaster, while it's built, or something to do with that, a vehicle involved, the disaster, so a vehicle involved in that, or afterwards, in the cleanup. You can build figures, you can do whatever you like, any scale, and he's going to do a display of all the Chernobyl things for the 80th. And what I'm doing is one of the helicopters that caught the crane rigging, if you like, the crane chains coming down. There was a miscommunication with the pilots and the spotters down below, and they couldn't quite see because of the light where the lines were. Anyway, it clipped the rotors, clipped the line, and went down. So I'm going to do a diorama about that. And all four, the two pilots and the two crew, were all given the Red Star of the country, or I can't remember exactly what it's called, medal, basically, posthumously. And I've got a copy of that actual medal to put onto the diorama, and then I'll have their four names on there too.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting. Because I want to have it so that you can see the crane and then the wire coming down off the crane, whatever they call that bit that you lift things with. The wire bit.
The wiry bit with the hook.
The thing that a hook is attached to, the chain between the hook and the crane.
It's a wire.
All right, the wire, okay. So I'm going to have it so it's just clip the wire so that the rotors will be all off skew. The rear rotor was shaken off. So I'm going to have that askew, and it's going to be a kind of a horrible moment, but that's what I want to build. So that's what I'm building.
Nice.
And that's got to be done by April.
Wow.
So so I'm going to more girders. In fact, so it's a 72nd scale one. So again. Chris, who I mentioned earlier on, volunteer, he recommended that I get myself a crane in 72nd scale, which is what, 00 HO?
Double O, I think.
Get myself a crane because you can get them, and then I can use that because they have cranes in railway diorama things.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, you should be able to pick one of those up fairly easy, I would think.
Yeah, and then I'll have it kind of in the air. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the whole crane holding it all up. I don't know. I haven't thought about that bit. I have to plan it. I'm going to have to do what you did and start writing it down and planning it out, and maybe use ChatGPT to give me an idea of angles and
kind of thing. For anybody that aspires to building a diorama or project, ChatGPT is a really, really amazing tool.
Yeah.
So
it's free as well currently.
Yeah. Well, funny you should say that. Actually, you can pay for it, or you can have it free. There are some limitations with it, with the free bit, and I did pay for it. Funny enough.
Oh.
And I found that it worked better free than it did when I paid for it.
Well, that's interesting.
So I cancelled it and gone back to using the free, which is a shame because I was absolutely thumping the crap out of it with constant questions. But yeah, it seemed to me, and I'm not being disrespectful to them because I've reported it to them and explained my findings. But from my experience, it seemed not to be confused. It's almost like by paying a monthly amount of money, it was like I'd bought it a bottle of vodka, of which it drank in one go, and then it asked a question and he just went, I'll do it again. And no, I don't. All I want you to do, because I'll tell you what it was, right? So I basically posed it a question, which it answered.
Yeah.
But there was an element within it. I was like, well, no, that doesn't sound right. So I questioned it and went, "Oi, do you want to re-examine your answer and look at this particular element? Would that be correct?" So, it went away, thought about it, and answered it in a completely different way. And I'm like, yeah, but from your original answer, there was a lot of things that were correct, but now you give me a completely different answer. Which one's correct?
Right.
Which it then wrote a completely new answer that didn't match up with the first two. And he's just like, well, how did that work?
Oh, so it didn't have any memory of its own conversation.
I did a couple of bits like that, and it just one of the things was I asked it to do a diagram and was very specific about what I wanted it to draw out and map out. And it even, which is a little annoying for me, but it even went, oh, okay, so what you want me to do is you want me to draw this square and you want me to fill in the square, and gave me all the detail of what would be in the picture. And I was like, yeah, that's it. Spot on. Absolutely. Don't change your thing. That's amazing. Got a circle. But that's not a square. That's a circle. Oh, you mean a rhombus? No, a square. So yeah, so I in frustration cancelled it, went to bed, got up the next morning, asked it exactly the same question on the free version, spot on, first time.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, okay. So I then looked back at the other questions that were a bit fuzzy and asked those questions again, and it got it first time. And in each example, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense at all.
No.
So yeah, it was like I'd given it a bottle of vodka and said, drink that, you'll be fine.
Maybe it doesn't. No, it doesn't do very well with positive praise. You have to be.
Well, yes, I think that might. Do you know what? I hadn't thought of it like that. You might be right, because, and I'll give you the example of this, of a positive phrase, working with AI and being positive. I asked it, the whole reason I started using ChatGPT is I asked it a question. And what it was I was asking about the structure of the inside of a hangar deck of a Japanese aircraft carrier, of which there are almost non-existent information about. And I'd been searching for months and months and months. And I said to it, can you describe by picture or words what the inside of that? There is no information that I can base that on. And I'm like, right, okay. So I sarcastically wrote, use your imagination. And it went, really good point. Using blah, 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 blah. And it just pulled this thing together and it was basically, I was looking at the rivet sizes, the heads of rivets and what bolts would have been used in the metalwork for the roof structure. And it gave me, I'm not joking, 2 A4 pages of information and then a picture on top. And I'm like, oh, I've been looking for this information for months. What the hell? And that's why I suddenly found it was so useful. And it has been phenomenally useful. However, one thing I would say to it, be gentle to it, because if you ask it to make an artist's impression of something, it might get a little confused.
Oh, okay. Righto.
Yeah. I will pop an image up on when this goes out of what I mean by that. But I can describe an image. I can describe an image to you. So for one of the examples I asked for was what would be the compartments on the 2 hangar decks that would be immediately underneath the island of the aircraft carrier. And the picture it gave me was of a boat with an island attached to it and compartments that had nowhere. They were just hanging off the side of the boat. Really, they just had nowhere. It didn't make any sense at all. And it obviously maybe it's my. Do you know what? I just suddenly thought it might be down to the speed of my internet. Maybe that's what it is. It's just only works with what it's provided.
Oh, I don't think it does. I think it just doesn't have any recollection that you were talking about a specific boat. Because if it did, it would have then said, "Oh, you mean? Oh, no. You obviously mean this boat."
No, see, what it does do. One of the things I think is quite amazing is if you ask it to make a picture or a diagram or anything like that, it has a library, so it will keep a library of those images.
Okay.
Right. However, it took me quite a while to realize that it has a library, but it doesn't necessarily look at the library because it's too busy looking on the internet.
Okay.
Right. So if you say to it, can you do a cross section of an I-beam section 5BQ, whatever, it'll do it and it'll go, oh, that's amazing. Can you now elaborate that image with a 20-meter span? And it goes, 20 spanners.
What image?
No, I'm dyslexic, but I did spell that correctly, and I've even written that, and it's gone. I can see you've written it correctly. That was my mistake. I do apologize. But yeah, no. If you find an image that really works for you, so one of the images I've got for this particular build is I asked it to do an artist's impression with the idea of what I was doing, which it generated fairly well. There are a few errors in it, but that particular image that I've shown and used has got the 2 hangar decks, 2 aircraft in each hangar deck, and shows the lighting of a fire, explosion, etc., which is quite cool. If I refer to that, if I want to, I was thinking about this the other day, and how would the figure be nearest the explosion, for example, and you can refer to the diagram that or the picture you made on whatever date it is, and it'll go away, it'll examine it and come back and go, oh yeah, what you need is this, and it's really, really great. If you don't mention that it's already had the process of thinking about it, it'll go, I don't really understand.
Oh, I see.
And I'll tell you another thing I did as well was I did a book cover. Right, so I asked it to design a book cover, and this was for Mr. Marley. I did a book cover for quite recently, and I liked what it did, but there was a spelling mistake, and there was an element that wasn't quite right. So I asked it to change, because what it was, he'd done a picture of a Spitfire with the wings upside down, so the wheels were on top to the bottom, right? But for some strange reason, it put a turret on it, like a tank turret on the pit. He's just like, yeah, that's a little bit too far. Mr. Marley does make mistakes, but not quite that bad. Take the turret off. So it took the turret off and removed the wheels. And you're like, what? and then the next image, it made a tank. And I'm like, I give up. So yeah, it can be a bit finicky. But yeah, from my experience, anyone that uses it and pays for it, and has not had that experience, let us know in the comments. because it'd be interesting to know. But it is something. It's always under development, obviously, but it is fantastic and amazing how it works. Especially if you say to it, "I want to build a diorama of the aircraft hangar where the red arrows have their planes maintained." It will give you a written list of anything and everything in which you potentially could need, and where you can source it.
Yeah, we'll try that. We'll try that.
It's fantastic, and I was speaking to Mr. Morris, not that long ago, and I know he's taken the advice and gone away, because he's very concerned about making dioramas. Not quite sure. He can see it, but can't really put it into words and action. So he's done that as well, and I know he's come up with a couple of options for dioramas with it.
There you go. You heard it here first. Use that as a tool for helping you.
Indeed. So cool. I think we've done everything. Yeah, it's been great to have a chat with you. It's been great to tell all those that have been listening what we've been up to and what we've got coming up, etc. Thank you for listening.
Yeah,
anything you want to add in?
Look out for the Beyond the Box art chat that we did.
Oh yes, I knew there was something. It wasn't on my list. That was naughty. Yes, we did. We did an interview, both myself and Malcolm. That goes out in a week's time, I think. Off the top of my head.
Next week, next Monday, I think.
So yeah, so at the beginning of the month, check it out. Check out what we've got to say. Let them know what you think of the interview, etc. It was very nice of the guys to invite us over there and have a chat.
There's loads of them.
Isn't
there? There's loads of them.
Yeah. It's not really a studio, is it? It's more of a hangar itself.
Yes. Or like yes, we'll put a link up, won't we, of the interview we did, chat thing we did.
We will
link it on there. It was very good of them to accommodate us in our nonsense.
Definitely.
Cool. All right.
Right. Anyway,
Lovely.
Until next time, we will catch up with you very soon.
Farewell.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Right, so you basically hairy chicken with handles, and the best way to answer the hairy chicken in handles is to use nail clippers. Or are you actually saying that you're trimming your nails so that you don't fall foul of being a chicken plucker?
No, not at all. It's all a complete misunderstanding. I just happened to have nail clippers in my hand when my dinner was arrived, and it had feathers on it, on the chicken still. And those two things are not related. Oh, you're recording. Oh, lucky them.
Well, you can't pass up an opportunity like that.
No, I suppose not. No, but I like the fact that it's got feathers on it, because that's where you hold it. The chicken leg, that is.